Admiral Zethkar of the Vorthak hegemony studied the tactical display with satisfaction. 5 red dots surrounded the single blue marble that represented Earth, humanity's cradle world. For the first time in galactic history, the 5 greatest powers had united against a common threat. The humans call it overkill, Ambassador Kixtel from the Crystalline Dominion chittered through his translator. Such an amusing concept from creatures who invented nuclear weapons within decades of achieving flight. Fleet Commander Ra-Shan of the Nexus Collective nodded her foreheads in agreement. 50,000 warships from each empire, 250,000 vessels total, against one primitive system that achieved faster than light travel merely 70 years ago. Primitive? War Chief Gorok of the Iron Clan slammed his massive fist against the conference table. These primitives destroyed 3 of my dreadnoughts with weapons we couldn't even detect. Isolated incidents, High Executor Velthera of the Scion Federation interjected, her mental voice echoing in their minds. Random luck. Today, we end the human threat permanently. The United Fleet had assembled at the edge of the Sol system, just beyond the orbit of Pluto. Their combined firepower could crack planets, their shields could withstand stellar bombardment, and their numbers were overwhelming. Yet Earth sat silent in the distance, seemingly undefended save for a handful of human vessels barely visible on their sensors. Beginning final approach, Admiral Zethkar announced. All fleets maintain formation. Target priority, Earth's major population centers first, then... The tactical display erupted in chaos. Where moments before there had been empty space around Earth, massive structures suddenly materialized, hundreds of them, each one the size of a small moon, bristling with weapon emplacements that defied easy categorization. Stealth technology? Commander Rayasha stammered, her tactical officers frantically updating threat assessments. Impossible. Kixtel's crystalline form darkened. No species has mastered dimensional folding on this scale. A transmission crackled across all frequencies. The image that appeared showed a human female in a simple uniform, standing on what appeared to be the bridge of one of the massive structures. Her expression was calm, almost bored. I'm Fleet Admiral Sarah Chen, commanding the Sol defense grid, she said. You have entered restricted space with obvious hostile intent. This is your only warning. Leave now, or be destroyed. War Chief Gorok's laughter boomed across the communication channel. 1 system against 5 empires. Your species' arrogance knows no bounds. Admiral Chen's expression didn't change. Computer confirmed target acquisition on all hostile vessels. Confirmed, Admiral, came a synthetic voice. 250,000 targets locked. Quantum disruption matrices charged. Dimensional anchors deployed. Enemy retreat vectors sealed. What did she just say? Ambassador Kixtel's voice rose an octave. High Executor Velthera probed outward with her psychic abilities, then recoiled as if struck. The dimensional fabric. It's been altered. We can't jump to hyperspace. All fleets attack formation, Admiral Zethkar commanded, panic creeping into his voice. Overwhelm them with numbers. The human admiral sighed audibly. Humanity spent 70 years wondering when this day would come. We used that time productively. Computer execute Protocol 7. What happened next would be studied by military historians for centuries, those few who survived to write the accounts. The human weapons didn't fire energy beams or launch missiles. Instead, reality itself seemed to bend around each enemy vessel. Space twisted, folded, and crushed the mighty warships as if they were made of paper. Entire squadrons simply ceased to exist as localized gravitational anomalies consumed them wholesale. The Vorthak hegemony's pride, the super dreadnought Deathbringer, imploded as its atoms were pulled apart at the quantum level. The crystalline Dominion's living ships, grown over centuries, aged millennia in seconds as time itself accelerated around them. War Chief Gorok watched in horror as his Iron Clan berserker fleets, ships designed to ram through enemy formations, found themselves phasing through dimensions, their crews scattered across parallel realities. The Nexus Collective's AI-controlled swarm ships tried to adapt, their machine minds calculating new strategies within human speed, only to discover their processors had been quantum entangled with antimatter particles light years away. High Executor. Velthara's psychic scream echoed across space as the Scion Federation's mind-linked crews experienced the death of their fleet as a collective trauma that shattered their unified consciousness. In less than 30 minutes, 250,000 warships had been reduced to cosmic debris and exotic radiation. Admiral Chen's voice cut through the stunned silence of the few surviving command vessels. Let me explain something to you. Humanity has faced extinction before, from ice ages, plagues, our own weapons, hostile environments on dozens of worlds. Each time we survived by becoming more dangerous than whatever threatened us. She gestured, and the display showed Earth's history in fast forward. Wars, discoveries, setbacks, breakthroughs, always climbing higher. You thought you were fighting the species that achieved FTL 70 years ago. You were wrong. You declared war on the species that split the atom, that turned lead into gold, that bent space-time itself to our will, the species that looked at an infinite universe and decided to claim it. Admiral Zethkar's flagship limped through space, its engines failing, its shields collapsed. But how? Our intelligence said you only had a few dozen ships. Admiral Chen smiled coldly. Oh, we do. Those were just our orbital defense platforms. You never even saw our actual fleet. As if on cue, the space around Earth shimmered. Thousands of vessels materialized. Sleek, predatory shapes that radiated power like miniature stars. Every human colony, every mining station, every research outpost has been building toward this day, Chen continued. We learned from your mistakes. While you squabbled over territory, we studied the fundamental forces of reality. While you built bigger guns, we learned to rewrite the laws of physics. The surviving command vessels began receiving messages from their homeworlds. If those worlds still existed, the reports were identical. Human fleets had emerged from hyperspace simultaneously across 5 different galactic regions, delivering the same message to each empire's capital. Surrender or join your invasion fleets. War Chief Gorok was the first to speak, his voice broken. What are your terms? Simple, Admiral Chen replied. Complete disarmament, reparations for the worlds you've conquered, and most importantly, you spread the word. Humanity is done being underestimated. She paused, her expression softening slightly. Oh, and one more thing. Next time you want to wipe out a species, you might want to make sure they haven't spent the last 70 years preparing for exactly that scenario. The transmission ended, leaving the shattered remains of 5 once mighty empires to contemplate their new reality. Humanity had not just survived their first test as a galactic power, they had redefined what galactic power meant. In the depths of space, Admiral Chen turned to her crew. Stand down from combat alert. Send recovery teams for survivors. Ma'am, her XO asked quietly, what if they had accepted our warning and left? Chen smiled. Then we would have let them go and spent another 70 years preparing for the next time. The Sol defense grid powered down its weapons but remained vigilant. After all, the universe was a big place and humanity had only just begun to explore it.